What's going on, YouTube? So today's review is going to be on the Dewalt 5-in-1 hacksaw. So before I get started talking about the saw, I wanted to give a shout out to a subscriber of mine, Daniel Lazinski. Dan, I appreciate all the comments that you've been sending my way about how much my videos have been helping you. I really appreciate it. Keep on watching. We'll keep putting more tools up. So the Dewalt 5-in-1 hacksaw, I believe, really kind of changed the game when it came to hacksaws. You know, the 5-in-1, it was basically you were getting 5 saws for the price of one, which technically that's the case, and it actually works very well. But I see a lot of people online saying that they just don't know how to use this thing, that they actually had to go to YouTube to figure out how to use this and how to switch up different settings. That was the case with me as well. When I first got this, I was struggling a little bit because I just didn't know how to turn it from a jab saw to a hacksaw and back. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through this with you. I'm going to set this up in a couple different configurations, and I'm hoping that this helps you. But the first thing I want to show you is how sturdy it actually is. This thing is solid, it's not plastic, it's metal, and the grip is actually very good on this. It's balanced well. You don't have to worry about being too heavy down here, too heavy down here, because the front part balances out the back part. On the top here, you can see that there's a storage compartment, I would say, for your blades. So this is for your jab saw here. And all I would do is twist this, which you can tighten that down with a screwdriver, and this comes right out. And what's nice about this, and I'll show you here in a bit, you can actually put your hacksaw blade in there as well, and it should fit perfectly with this. The only thing I do to put these blades back in is grab the blade, put that in. Either way, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to loosen that up again. I'm going to take my hacksaw blade. I'm going to slide that in there as well. You can see that it fits nicely in there. You're going to struggle if you have more than these two in there. It's a little bit tight because of the end piece down here, but if you did not want to put the jab saw in, you can put 2 of these in there. And then you just tighten this back down again so they don't fall out. One of the biggest questions I've seen is how do you actually take the hacksaw blade off itself? It's actually really simple. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this base here, you're going to pull that back, and you're going to pull it down. Then you're going to come to this little screwing device. So I'm just going to loosen it here just like you would a nut. And that loosens this up right here. And that's all there is to it. If I wanted to put this back on, there, loosen this up a little bit more. There. I'm going to screw this tight again. I'm going to push up and I'm going to lock it. And that's all there is to that. Now what happens if I want to cut a 45-degree cut? Well, you can see on this side of the saw you have pins, and on the other side of the saw, where we had the blade originally, these are a little bit more straight. If I wanted to cut a 45, once again, I would just open that up, loosen it like we did. I'm going to take my blade, I'm going to put it on this side now instead of the other side. I'm going to go here. I'm going to put it over here. Now that that's on, I want to tighten this again. Push it in, and then slide it. And that is going to give you the 45-degree angle. I don't know how well that picks up, but there you go. It's as simple as that. So what happens if I want to use my jab saw? I'm putting in an electrical outlet in my drywall. This is what I want to use. Once we take that blade off, that allows this to slide in and out. When that blade goes back on and you tighten it down here like we talked about, this is going to pull tight and you don't have to worry about this moving or sliding. But all you're going to do is remove that blade and you're going to slide this off. And then right here you can see there's another screw. So I'm going to take my blade, I'm going to put that in there. I want to make sure it goes in all the way. You can hear a little click, and I'm going to tighten this down again. And this blade comes with this. And there's your job saw. So you want to make sure that you tighten that down pretty good. Once again, you can use a screwdriver for this, but it stays in there, and now I can use this on my drywall if I want. So now with this being off, this opens up that saw for one more type of angle cut here. If I wanted to make this a little bit smaller, I can do it this way. So you can see there's a pin here up on top, and that same pin that we already used for the regular hacksaw. I'm going to tighten this up. I'm going to push that in. And there you go. So it's pretty simple to use once you actually figure out how to do it. When you figure out how to do it, it's not that bad. The problem is that unless you go online and look to see how to do it, you might struggle with it a little bit. The other way to put blades in, just so you know, if you don't want to go from the top up, you can actually put this down in like this and just slide it in that way. It is a little bit easier to go from the top, but you can put it in this way if you want. So let's set this thing back up into the regular hacksaw form, and we'll finish this video up. All right, so now I'm done for today. You know, I want to put my tool away, I want to put my blades away, I want to pack up. I'm going to show you how to put this thing back together. It's fairly simple. After I do this, I will show you how it cuts through some PVC. It actually cuts through very nicely. It's very solid, very sturdy. But let's put this thing back together. So once again, this would have been off if you were using it for the drywall. So I'm going to take my blade here. I'm going to put that up on top. Right there, that goes. I'm going to take my other blade. I'm going to make sure this is loose so I can fit this in. Put that down in there. I'm going to tighten this back up so it's nice and secure. Take my jab saw handle, and that's just going to go up here like that. Then I'm going to take my saw blade. I'm going to turn this back into a hacksaw. Now remember, this is loose, but this is going to tighten it up once I put this blade back on, right? So let's go here. We'll go here. I'm going to tighten this again. I am going to push it up into place, slide that over, and you are back to where you started, and that is not going anywhere. So let's make a cut real quick. All right, so now we got our plastic PVC molding, and I'm going to cut a little bit of this off here and let you see this thing in action. You can see it's pretty smooth. I'm using Dewalt blades on that. So fairly simple. And like I said, I've done this on wood, I've done this on PVC, I've done this on copper. Works perfect every single time. A lot of different options on this. All in all, if I had to give this between 1 and 5 stars, 5 stars being the best, 1 star being the worst, definitely 5 stars. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I really think Dewalt really upped the game when it comes to hacksaws and being able to switch this thing up like you can. It's just really cool. I definitely recommend it. If you enjoyed this video, if this video helped you, please thumbs up, subscribe. We'll catch you later.